This video is for educational purposes only and does not constitute professional medical advice. Please consult with your doctor or a qualified healthcare specialist before starting any new vitamins or supplements mentioned in this video. Use of this information is at your own risk. Your doctor blamed your age. They were wrong. A silent epidemic is eating away your leg muscles, and the remedy in your medicine cabinet might be the weapon. This is not just weakness, it is a warning sign. Discover the deadly mistake 90% of seniors make before your next fall becomes your last. What if the vitamins you trust every morning are secretly crippling your legs? It sounds terrifying, but for millions over the age of 60, a hidden mistake is turning strong muscle into dead weight. You might be poisoning your own recovery right now. You think the heaviness in your legs is just a normal part of aging, but you are wrong. It is a warning sign of a silent epidemic that is accelerating your trip to a wheelchair. Watch until the final second to uncover the truth before your independence vanishes forever. Welcome to ElderFit Nutrition. It's a pleasure to have you with us today. If you are ready to take control of your health and refuse to let age dictate your mobility, please hit that subscribe button right now. Your support gives us the motivation to uncover these life-saving truths for you. Let's speak honestly about what is happening to your body. You feel it when you look at a flight of stairs and hesitate. You feel it when you try to stand up from a deep sofa and have to rock your body for momentum or grip the armrest until your knuckles turn white. That feeling of heaviness, that subtle loss of trust in your own stability, is not inevitable. It is not just old age. It is a biological signal that your body is starving for specific nutrients. The tragedy is that most people ignore these signs until they suffer a catastrophic fall. To understand why this happens, we have to look deep inside your muscle tissue. Your legs contain two primary types of muscle fibers. Type 1 fibers are for endurance. They are reliable but slow. Type 2 fibers are your fast twitch fibers. They are your emergency brakes. These are the powerful fibers that fire instantly when you trip over a rug or miss a step, allowing you to catch yourself before you hit the ground. Here is the frightening reality. After age 60, these critical type 2 fibers atrophy at an alarming rate. They do not just shrink, they are replaced by fat. Imagine a piece of high-quality steak turning into a fatty, marbled cut. That is happening inside your thighs and calves. This condition is called fatty infiltration, and it turns strong, reactive muscle into soft, non-functional tissue. This is why you feel weak. This is why you fall. But the primary driver of this decay is not time. It is a massive deficiency in vitamin D. We are facing a global crisis where 70 to 80% of people over 60 are critically deficient in this nutrient. Vitamin D is not just a vitamin, it is a steroid hormone that unlocks the genetic potential of your muscles. Your muscle cells are covered in vitamin D receptors. When you have adequate levels, vitamin D binds to these receptors and triggers protein synthesis, literally commanding your body to preserve those fast-twitch type 2 fibers. Without it, the signal is lost and the muscle turns to fat. However, simply popping a pill is not enough. This is where most people fail. You might be taking vitamin D, but your body is flushing it out immediately. Vitamin D is fat-soluble. If you take it with a glass of water on an empty stomach, you are wasting your money and your health. To force this nutrient into your system, you must consume it with dietary fat, avocado, eggs, olive oil, or a full meal. You need to aim for a blood level of 40 to 60 nanograms per milliliter, which typically requires a daily intake of 2,000 to 4,000 IU for most seniors. Correcting this single deficiency can stop the fatty infiltration of your muscles and bring the snapback to your step, but only if you do it right. Before we move on to the system that directs this strength to your bones, I want you to pause and reflect on your own symptoms. Quiz, which of these describes your current struggle most accurately? A. I feel a heavy, tired sensation in my legs when climbing stairs or walking uphill. B. I feel a numbness, tingling, or pins and needles sensation in my feet. Please leave your answer, A or B, in the comments below. Your answer reveals whether you are suffering from a muscle fiber issue or a nerve issue, and we will address both in this video. Once you have addressed the critical need for vitamin D to rescue your muscle fibers from turning into fat, you face an immediate and equally dangerous challenge. By increasing your vitamin D intake, you are essentially opening the floodgates for calcium to enter your bloodstream. This sounds beneficial, as we have been told for decades that calcium builds strong bones. However, calcium is a blind mineral. It does not possess an inherent intelligence to know where to go. Without a guide, calcium follows the path of least resistance, and in aging bodies, that path often leads to disaster. Instead of strengthening your skeleton, that calcium can drift into your soft tissues, settling into your arteries, and most critically for your mobility, into your muscle tissue itself. This process is known as soft tissue calcification. Imagine the supple, elastic fibers of your quadriceps and hamstrings slowly becoming rigid, infiltrated by hard mineral deposits. Your muscles are meant to be pliable springs, capable of stretching and contracting with power. When they become calcified, they turn stiff and unresponsive. You feel this as a deep, aching stiffness when you wake up in the morning, or a resistance in your legs that makes every step feel like you are wading through cement. You are not just getting older. Your soft tissues are literally turning to stone. This is where the second hero of our protocol, vitamin K2, becomes absolutely non-negotiable. Vitamin K2 acts as the traffic controller for the calcium in your body. While vitamin D ensures calcium gets into your blood, vitamin K2 dictates where it lands. It operates by activating two specific proteins that are dormant in your body. The first is osteocalcin, a protein that grabs calcium from the blood and cements it firmly into the bone matrix, fortifying the skeletal foundation that your leg muscles need to pull against. Remember, a strong muscle pulling on a brittle, porous bone is useless. The entire structural unit must be sound. The second protein is matrix glyprotein, or MGP. This is the scavenger. It roams through your soft tissues, including your blood vessels and muscles, scraping away errant calcium deposits and redirecting them to the skeletal system where they belong. Without adequate vitamin K2, these proteins remain inactive, and the calcium you consume becomes a liability rather than an asset. The tragedy is that the modern diet is almost completely void of this nutrient. It is found in fermented foods like natto or high-quality animal fats, which most seniors have been told to avoid. To restore the pliability of your muscles and the density of your bones, supplementation is often the only viable path. You must look for vitamin K2 in the form of MK7. Unlike other forms that disappear from your system in hours, MK7 remains active in your bloodstream for days, providing constant protection against calcification. A daily intake of 100 to 200 micrograms of vitamin K2 MK7 is the standard protocol to ensure that the calcium in your body is building your bones rather than destroying your muscles. However, a word of extreme caution is necessary here. Because vitamin K2 plays a role in clotting, if you are currently taking blood-thinning medications like warfarin, you must not add this to your regimen without direct medical supervision. For everyone else, this nutrient is the missing link that transforms a dangerous calcium overload into a powerful, bone-densifying, muscle-preserving force. By pairing vitamin D with K2, you create a synergy that revitalizes the structural integrity of your legs, ensuring that when your muscles fire, they have a solid, rock-hard foundation to move. Even if you rebuild your muscle fibers with vitamin D and ensure your bones are solid with vitamin K2, your legs will remain useless if the electrical wiring that powers them is frayed. This brings us to the most overlooked cause of instability and falling in the elderly, the breakdown of the nervous system. Many of you answered the earlier question by stating you feel numbness, tingling, or a sensation of pins and needles in your feet. This is not a circulation problem. It is a nerve problem caused by a critical deficiency in vitamin B12. Think of the nerves running from your spine down to your toes as high-speed electrical cables. These cables are wrapped in a protective insulation called the myelin sheath, which ensures that signals travel instantly from your brain to your muscles. When you are deficient in B12, this myelin sheath begins to erode. The insulation strips away, leaving the raw nerve exposed. The result is that the command to move or balance gets lost in transmission. You tell your foot to step, but there is a delay. That split-second delay is the difference between catching yourself after a stumble and suffering a hip fracture. The cruel irony of aging is that even if you eat plenty of meat, you are likely still starving for B12. As we age, our stomach acid production plummets. Without strong acid, your body cannot extract this vitamin from food. If you are taking medications for acid reflux or metformin for diabetes, your absorption is blocked almost entirely. To bypass this failing digestive mechanism, you must stop relying on swallowed pills and switch to a sublingual form. Dissolving a tablet of 1,000 micrograms under your tongue allows the vitamin to enter your bloodstream directly through the tissues of your mouth, regenerating those frayed nerves and restoring the sensation in your feet. Once the signal is restored, your muscles need the physical fuel to contract and the ability to turn off. This is the domain of magnesium. Magnesium is the master mineral that powers the production of ATP, the energy currency of every cell. Without it, your legs feel heavy and exhausted because they are literally running on empty fumes. But the lack of magnesium manifests most violently in the inability of your muscles to relax. Muscle contraction is a chemical dance. Calcium flows in to tense the muscle, and magnesium flows in to relax it. When you are deficient, often due to a poor diet or diuretic medications that flush minerals out of your kidneys, calcium remains trapped inside the muscle cells. The switch gets stuck in the on position. This is the cause of those agonizing leg cramps that wake you up in the middle of the night, leaving you screaming in pain as your calf muscle locks into a rock-hard knot. Supplementing with 200 to 400 milligrams of magnesium glycinate or citrate, specifically taken in the evening, restores this balance. It flushes the excess calcium out of the cell, allowing the muscle to finally let go, granting you not just freedom from pain, but the deep, restorative sleep your body desperately needs to heal. Now that we have established the protocol to rebuild your leg strength, we must confront the hidden dangers that threaten to undo all your progress. There are two specific supplements that many seniors take religiously, believing they are protecting their health, when in reality, they may be accelerating their decline. The first and most pervasive villain in this story is the isolated high-dose calcium supplement. For decades, women in particular have been told to take massive calcium pills to prevent osteoporosis. But consuming calcium in isolation, without its necessary partners, is a recipe for physiological chaos. As we discussed, without sufficient magnesium to balance it, that surplus calcium creates a state of constant muscle tension, increasing the frequency and severity of the very cramps you are trying to eliminate. Without vitamin K2 to guide it, that calcium settles in your arteries, hardening your cardiovascular system and increasing the risk of heart events. You do not need massive doses of chalky pills. You need bioavailable calcium from food sources like yogurt, cheese, and leafy greens. If you must supplement, never exceed 500 milligrams at a time, and never take it without ensuring your vitamin D, K2, and magnesium levels are optimized first. The second danger hiding in your medicine cabinet is high-dose vitamin E. While it is true that oxidative stress contributes to aging, the body requires a certain level of stress to trigger repair. When you exercise or walk, your muscles generate mild oxidative signals that tell the tissue to adapt and grow stronger. Flooding your system with synthetic vitamin E, specifically doses over 400 IU, acts like a fire extinguisher that puts out the spark of adaptation. You do the hard work of walking and exercising, but the supplement blocks the biological response that builds muscle. Instead of getting stronger, your muscles remain stagnant. Rely on almonds, sunflower seeds, and spinach for your antioxidant needs, and leave the high-dose synthetic pills on the shelf. To reclaim your independence, you must be strategic. It is not about taking more pills. It is about taking the right ones in the right balance. Start with vitamin D3 to save your muscle fibers. Add vitamin K2 to direct minerals to your bones. Use B12 to repair your nerves, and magnesium to fuel your energy and end the cramps. Avoid the traps of isolated calcium and synthetic vitamin E. This is not just a routine. It is the blueprint for a future where you walk with confidence, free from the fear of falling. Thank you for watching ElderFit Nutrition. If you found this information valuable, please like this video and share it with someone you care about. Your health is your greatest asset. Protect it fiercely. We have arrived at the moment of decision. Knowledge no matter how profound, is powerless until it is converted into action. You now possess the blueprint that separates those who fade into frailty from those who remain robust, active, and independent well into their 80s and 90s. The weakness you feel in your legs today is not a permanent sentence. It is merely a signal that your body is waiting for the right tools to repair itself. It is time to stop accepting decline as inevitable and start treating your body with the precision it deserves. Let's crystallize this into a concrete plan that you can start this very hour. Your morning routine begins with the foundation: vitamin D3, taken with a meal containing healthy fats to ensure absorption, aiming for that 2,000 to 4,000 IU sweet spot to rescue your muscle fibers from fatty infiltration. Pair this immediately with vitamin K2 in the MK7 form to act as the guardian of your arteries and the architect of your bones. Throughout the day, revitalize your fading nervous system with sublingual B12, dissolving the tablet under your tongue to bypass your digestion and reignite the electrical signals to your feet. Finally, end your day with magnesium glycinate, the ultimate peacemaker for your muscles, ensuring you sleep deeply and wake up without the agony of cramps. Equally important is the discipline to subtract what is harmful. Go to your medicine cabinet and look at your supplements with a critical eye. If you see high-dose synthetic vitamin E or isolated calcium tablets that you have been taking out of habit, understand that they may be working against you. Clearing out this clutter is just as vital as adding the nutrients you lack. Imagine a future 3 months from now where you look at a staircase not with dread, but with indifference. Imagine walking through the park with your grandchildren, not worrying about the uneven ground, but enjoying the wind on your face because you trust your legs to hold you up. This freedom is not a fantasy. It is biochemistry. It is within your reach. You have the map. Now you must take the first step. Do not let this video be just another thing you watched. Let it be the turning point where you reclaimed your strength. Thank you for being part of the EldraFit Nutrition community. If this message resonated with you, please subscribe and share this video with a friend or family member who needs to hear it. Together, we can build a future where we age not with fear, but with power. To close this journey, I want you to reconsider the narrative you have been told about your own aging. We live in a society that often treats physical decline after 60 as a foregone conclusion. We are taught to expect the aches, to accept the weakness, and to slowly retreat from the world as our bodies ostensibly betray us. But what we have explored today proves that this narrative is fundamentally flawed. The frailty you fear is not written in your DNA. It is largely a result of biochemical starvation. Your body is not giving up on you. It is simply asking for the raw materials it needs to continue functioning at a high level. Think of your body like a magnificent historic home. If the roof leaks or the foundation cracks, you do not tear the house down or abandon it. You repair it. You reinforce the structure. For years, you may have been unknowingly neglecting the maintenance of your internal house, simply because you did not have the right instruction manual. Now you do. You understand that the fatigue in your legs is a cry for vitamin D. You know that the cramps are a plea for magnesium. You realize that the numbness is a signal for B12. This knowledge is not just medical trivia. It is the power to rewrite the next 20 years of your life. The transition from feeling vulnerable to feeling invincible begins with a shift in mindset. It starts when you stop viewing yourself as a victim of time and start viewing yourself as the caretaker of a high-performance vessel. It is about reclaiming the dignity of movement. It is about the simple, profound joy of being able to walk to the grocery store, climb the stairs to your bedroom, or get down on the floor to play with a grandchild, and get back up again without a second thought. This is the true definition of freedom. It is not about running marathons. It is about possessing the physical autonomy to live life on your own terms without relying on others for your most basic movements. You have the tools. You have the protocol. The only variable remaining is your willingness to begin. Do not let today be just another day where you worry about the future. Let today be the day you secure it. Deep lesson and application. The lesson. The most profound realization is that symptoms are not fate. They are feedback. The weakness in your legs was never about your age. It was a conversation your body was trying to have with you about its needs. We often silence these signals with painkillers or acceptance, but the true path to health is listening and responding with the correct nutrients. How to apply it? Start viewing your health as an engineering project rather than a lottery. Do not try to change everything at once. Pick one deficiency we discussed today, whether it is the vitamin D for strength or magnesium for sleep, and commit to fixing just that one thing for the next 30 days. Observe the changes. When you see that you have the power to change how you feel, you will be motivated to fix the rest. Community question. We want to hear from you to help inspire others in this community. Question. Out of the 4 essential nutrients we discussed today, vitamin D, K2, B12, or magnesium, which one do you suspect you are lacking the most based on your symptoms, and are you committed to starting it this week? Please leave your answer in the comments below. Your experience helps others realize they are not alone in this journey. If this video has given you hope and a clear path forward, please subscribe to EldraFit Nutrition right now. We are dedicated to bringing you the most actionable, life-changing health research, and your subscription ensures you never miss a vital update. Let's get strong together.